time now for Coming In Hot with Brent Wallace and former Ottawa Senator Jason York.
Happy Monday, everybody. Brent Wallace alongside Jason York. Welcome to Coming In Hot. Presented to you by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app today. Yorkie, 2 weeks until Christmas, but feels like it might be Christmas a little early on the show. Christoph Schubert joins us today.
Oh, and we've just been chatting in the back room. Christoph Schubert, loyal listener to the show.
I had no idea.
We're gonna have to get into this when we get Schuby on. I'm excited. I remember when Schuby played here, and man, he was a fun player to watch, and great guy too. So this is good. This is gonna be a good show. This might be an all-timer today, Wally. We might have another all-timer.
Can't wait till he answers the question. Would you rather be a D or a forward? Because that'll really.
Hey, by the way,
answer the
yeah. He goes. I think he's gonna have a different answer. By the way, for those that missed, it was Wally's birthday on Saturday. I can't believe it fell on a Saturday. You know what? Your wife sent me a message too on Thursday. She goes, it's Brent's birthday Saturday. Make sure you do something to embarrass him.
Oh, thanks.
She was right in on it.
Yeah, I know. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we didn't. I was driving through the worst storm, I think. Did anybody that went out in that storm on Saturday? Holy shit! Driving home on the 401 on that. I think I was going about 40 kilometers. You know, when you're white knuckling it?
Yep.
Oh, boy. It was a tough ride. 4 hours turned into 7.
I had a 6-hour drive back one time from Montreal. And then I found out later, it was after a Habs game. I'll get through this quick. I found out later that TSN would actually pay for your hotel. I'm like, well, you could have told me this before I started. Anyway, why didn't you just get a hotel? I'm like, because you never offered it. Anyway. All right. Quickly before we bring in Schuby, this show proudly presented to you by Charm Diamond Centers. Proudly Canadian owned and operated since 1972 with more than 85 locations across the country through Charm and their sister brands. Get custom ring building delivered in less than 4 weeks with the Charm Masterpiece program and an unbeatable pricing policy. Check out a large selection of Canadian lab-grown diamonds, mine diamonds, and don't pay until 2025 with their instant in-store financing on approved credit. For more information, go to charmdiamondcenters.com. And we will tell you later in the show, Hot for the Holidays continues. It's day 5, $100 gift certificate to the Cheshire Cat. So we'll get through all that shortly as it's brought to you by Gabriel's. And the food bank donations continue to come in for tickets to the World Junior Game on December 26th. We'll get through all that later. We will discuss whether or not it was the right decision to start Linus Ullmark or not last night. Should they have played him instead of Anton Forsberg in the Islander game? Don't say anything, Yorkie. We'll get to it. But for now, let's welcome in one of the most entertaining guys that I've ever covering the Ottawa Senators, Christoph Schubert, live from Germany.
What's going on, boys?
How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Great. It's good to see you. I know we saw each other a couple of years ago, but always fun to see you. Always a huge smile. What are you up to these days?
Well, I am actually an assistant coach here right now in my old junior team in Landshut, Bavaria. The team is playing in the second league of Germany, and I'm taking care of the defense and power play. And our goal is to move up in the DEL anytime soon.
What do the boys go? What's your handle? Is it Coach Schuby or is it Schuby or what do the guys call you?
Schuby.
Just Schuby, eh? Are you?
Yeah.
Let's not rethink this. Yeah.
Let's not re.
Don't be crazy here now to call me like my mother's name. Like, I know when somebody calls me Christoph, I'm in really big trouble. That's either my wife or it's my mom. So let's leave it like that.
You a players coach, Schuby? The boys come
absolutely.
Talk to you, or are you a hard ass?
No, I think you gotta find a good mix. Like in the end, it's a game, and obviously, I don't know, over 1,200 games I play professional games. I think there will be something stuck in my head to show these guys to help him out. And obviously, you try to help, you try to make him better, and then obviously it's up to them if they want to take it. But no, I'm a player's coach, I would say, but sometimes I'm hard but fair.
You are for a long time. You were the greatest German player to ever play for the Ottawa Senators.
Yes, that was a tough one.
You have just a little bit been overshadowed by the arrival of Tim Stützle. I'm just curious of what's he like back home? Is he highly regarded back home in Germany? Is there a lot of talk about him as they watch him play?
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, like, if you look at him, the career he started even here in Germany as a 17-year-old in Mannheim, coming over to Ottawa, put right a big smile on everybody's face. The way he played, the way he produces, and the type of person he is, I think. And especially now with social media and everything, there's not a day that you don't hear anything about Timmy. So I'm just really, really happy for him that he's performing that well, get used to it that quick, and he's still a young kid, and he's still trying to learn and get better and better every day.
Yeah.
Do you know him at all?
Yeah, good question.
I met him 2 years ago when I was still assistant coach on a different team, but they were both teams that worked together. And when we had training camp in Mannheim, then he was on the ice with Moritz Seider and all these guys. So that's why we got to know each other a little bit, talked about Ottawa a little bit. So I'm not saying we were close, but we know each other.
All right. So we all know Timmy's great and Timmy's awesome and he's like an unbelievable player. But could Timmy Stützle play both forward and D like another German I know? Like, come on, let's give this guy his due here. You want him to play forward? He played forward. You want him to play D? He played D. And he did both extremely well, Schuby. Like
thanks, Yorkie.
I love Schuby. You'd go into the dressing room. This is when I first started getting in the media, and Schuby would just tell you what he thought. Maybe good, maybe bad. So looking back, Schuby, I know we talked about this off air. Any regrets at all?
Well, isn't it the best thing just to say
yes
what's up? Like, why would I lie about stuff? And obviously now that we chatted before, now, what is it, almost 15 years later, maybe I have a little different thoughts about this whole thing back in the day. I'm not saying I didn't like to play forward, because I think I made it fun for everyone. I just accepted my role. Did I always wanted to be a full-time defenseman? Well, yeah, of course, because I'm an original defenseman. But now if I look back, just shut your mouth and play. Go out there and have some fun. And, I had a big believer in me, and it was Brian Murray. So he used me whenever he needed me or wherever he needed me, and the same with John Paddock. And then obviously that's why I have all these years in Ottawa, and I think I've done an okay job.
What was your reaction when they said, well, we want you to play forward or whatever originally? Were you just like, now I will say, I'll be straight up, Ian Mendes and I would sometimes give nicknames to players. We may have called you Pissed Off Schubert.
That's pretty good.
See? And you never told me this. And that's the difference between me and you. Like Yorkie just said it. I was always straight up, right?
Yeah.
And now, 15 years later, you come up because you sit on the other side of the ocean. Now you can tell me that, say? No, the whole reason what happened was we were playing in Carolina, and there was some health issues with Chris Neal's mom that day, and he had to leave. So he flew back to Ottawa, and there wasn't enough time somebody to call up, and Brian came to me. He's like, "Shoot, I need you up front. Did you ever done that?" I said, "Well, yeah, when I was 12. He's like, "Yeah, well, you're here long enough. You know your job. Go in there, have some fun, and then let's see what's coming, like how it works, and then we go from there." And then I just remember there was a game. I think my first shift, I created a 2-on-1 with Fishy. Then I had another almost like a 3-on-2 with Peter Schaefer and Fishy. So for some reason it worked out. And then obviously it was for Brian the best solution. He's like, "Oh, I don't need to go to the minors. I just have somebody here." And then for me to accept it, it took a while, but I was just happy to play.
Problem was, Schuby, when you got up there and you got on the forecheck and you got those feet going, you hammered a few guys. If I'm a coach, I'm like, man, this guy's creating some space out there. So you played, you know what, you showed something because you laid some pretty good hits. I remember I first started doing media at the time, and you would get, and I always find this about defensemen, right? You kind of know where to put the puck. Yeah. Where you can put a defenseman in a bad spot to get him. Like you just know those little things and you use them, right?
Absolutely. And that was made it fun for me then. You know, like I wasn't a tough guy. Like I wasn't fighting, but I knew I'm gonna put the puck somewhere and then I'm just not gonna stop. Like that's why the boards are there. So if somebody's between, that was my goal. If not, but that was part of the game back in the day. Let's be honest. And we had some pretty big guys in the league back in the day, and if that was part of my job as a fourth liner, to go in there and create some space.
Schuby, you were a part of obviously that really good team in 07, and we had we just celebrated the pizza line here. They had a big night here the other night. First Heater was back in town. It was great to see Danny Heatley, got a great ovation. How much fun was it to play on those teams?
No, it was the best time ever. Like if you look at especially the pizza line, I heard Gratz talking about it the other day. Like sometimes we had the best seats in the house when these three guys went nuts out there. So you just sit there and you're like, oh, thank God they're on our team. So no, obviously there's nothing you can say about Alfie. Alfie is just an absolute hero. Spez was the absolute playmaker. Really, really good guy, like even down in Binghamton. And then obviously if you have a sniper like Heater, like I got along with everyone. So it was just fun. It was fun. And they, especially Alfie, taught me a lot. And then Spez with his long stick, his old wood sticks he still used to have, and then Heater is Heater. So there's nothing more to say about him.
Schuby, I just caught you. You said when you saw Gratz, so you actually watch our show, don't you?
Oh yeah. If I have time, and then for some reason I pop in once in a while. But like I said before, like I even let a comment in on your on the chat group there, but no response from Wally. So
Wally, what the fuck? Like Schuby's responding on the chat, you're not getting back to him.
So I don't know that Christoph Schubert is in.
Well, it said Schuby, for God's sake.
You can't even work the YouTube chat. How do I know that Christoph Schubert is in
my job
chat?
is to tell stories and engage with guys like Schuby. Your job is to make sure if Schuby comes in on the chat, you respond back to him, for God's sake.
I promise from now on, every time you comment, I will make sure I respond.
Well, it's too late now.
You fucking blew it.
Damn it. Who thinks I should do a poll? There's no one that would think that Christoph Schubert is in the YouTube chat.
Well, who else is called Schuby?
Anybody can make their name Schuby.
Well, it's obviously you didn't
pay
attention.
Nobody would ever do that.
Listen, people have asked for you multiple times to be on the show.
For me?
Yes.
Well,
yes.
It took you a while to reach out to me then.
I couldn't get your number.
Oh, sorry. I gave it to you 2 years ago. Sorry, pal.
Why didn't you just? Well, you just got to ask me. Schuby and I follow each other on Twitter. I just would have DM'd him. I would have got him on the show, for God's sake. Come on.
So I sent you a text like a year ago, and you're like, "I'm busy coaching," and then
sorry, yeah, because you asked me for that day, and I couldn't.
I don't think this is at all true, but I apologize. Damn it. I'm never getting into the good guys club.
Schuby's in.
Well, you have oh my God. What's about this good guys club? I heard about something.
Well, we're gonna Schuby, you know what?
Again too. Hey,
I'm glad we got you on, because I think we need to expand this and have like a German chapter. I think you're the guy to do it. You're the guy to do it.
I'm in.
We're still working on this guy right here, Schuby. He's got a lot of work to do.
Schuby would be a member, because I heard you took care of guys on the road. You were always looking out, maybe even starting the parties, if you will. Always front and center to take care of. Yeah.
No. I never started parties.
Well, Then did you finish them?
Sometimes. No, just kidding.
You guys had a great time. Like that team assembled between like 05 and 08 was fun. Like it was a group of fun guys. Like Brian McGrattan and you. Like I just know that there was a lot of times you guys just enjoyed being around one another. And when you're winning like that, it helps, right? Like there's Gratz and Neeler.
Look at these two and me, little baby next to them. That's unbelievable.
Look at the size of Gratz. He's so big.
And Schuby, you're like, what are you?
Schuby ain't small.
210?
Like back in the day, I was there. I had 230 on me.
Look at that.
Wow.
But you can't. Don't forget, Gratz and I. We were roommates in Binghamton on the road.
Oh yeah.
So we had some yeah.
So
fun nights.
So what can you tell me about Brian McGrattan?
Well, probably one of the nicest mans I ever known. Obviously, the toughest ever. Yeah. Like this is something I have highly respect for what Gratz did his whole career. So no, me and Gratz, we got along really well. Obviously, we played a long time together, and like I just said, we were roommates on the road. And no, I try to follow him up. Obviously, it's tough sometimes. Me being over here in Europe, these guys over there. He was in Calgary for quite a bit, so I would just love when I'm gonna be back in Canada to catch up with him. Same with the other guys. Like once in a while, when I'm in Ottawa, I see Neeler, and it's always fun to see him. Luc Robitaille I saw the other day. Yeah, the last time I was there. Yeah. So it's always fun to see the old teammates.
But we'll help you get set up. I'm always out to help everybody get organized. We saw Brian McGrattan fight like a lot in the NHL, but you had a front row seat to the AHL, which was a whole different world. I'm curious of what it was like to watch him playing in the A.
But there wasn't really much big difference. Like honestly, he went out, absolutely crushed people, and then because he was a good skater. Like a lot of people always think he's just a fighter. No, that guy could play hockey too, and no, he was been flying around. Like I was his defenseman then, so obviously I knew where I have to put the puck in so he can go for a forecheck. But as soon as he got challenged quite a bit, and then he stood his man, and trust me, he was absolutely destroying people in the A. Like unbelievable.
Your first game in the NHL is against Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, an 8-0 win. Heatley and Spets and Alfie were tearing it up. Did you think, man, like this is kind of fun?
Yeah, and I don't know how much time we have. If you think about the whole story, what happened before, so obviously they weren't sure if they're gonna keep me or Mezzi, right? And beginning of
Andre Mazzaros, for those people.
Andre Mazzaros, yeah, sorry.
That's
and then then the whole deal was if I don't make the team, I would be able to go back to Germany. And then they cut me basically for practice. And then I know you had an interview with me to say, "Oh, Schub, you didn't make the team again. You're a bum. And I wish you all the best. It was nice to meet you." Then the whole thing was I went to practice. I don't remember practice because I was so upset. I was really almost crying and this and that and didn't make it again. And then Brian called me in. He said, "Schub, you're going to keep you." And then we had another interview, me and you. He said, "Schub, you're great." So I was like, okay, now what? And then obviously I was the extra guy and I knew that. And then I think I had to wait 7 or 8 games before I got my first NHL game. And yeah, that's something you're never gonna forget. In Toronto, Hockey Night in Canada, starting 6, you're like, okay, here we go. That's gonna be fun. So that was awesome. I have to admit, that was pretty sick.
And that team was, I mean, it was just rolling. It was, what was it like in the room?
No,
it seemed like mostly everybody got along. I mean, I'm sure there's some that didn't, but for the most part, it seemed everybody enjoyed everybody.
Well, if there was somebody who didn't get along with anyone, I didn't get that message. No, that room was just absolutely insane. Like, this is something I've not even close. Like, yeah, there was a close teams. We had some good teams back then after too when I was back here in Europe. But that's, if you have a good bunch of guys in the room, if you have no like big issues, then if you start rolling, man, there's nothing they can stop you. And if you think about the type of players we have, Zdeno Chara was still there, Wade Redden, obviously Chris Phillips, Alfie, all these guys, Neela Fishy. That was amazing.
Schuby, we had Dono on the show the other day, Sean Donovan, and what a beauty, eh? One of the best. Like,
he still has those heater jeans or no?
He's got, I think he just wore he wore the jean right off him. He wore them so much. Those were his number ones. But he said exactly what you said with good teams. And you're coaching now, so you probably see it the same thing. It was a little different back then, but it's like he said, like, when guys just start playing for one another and you guys are going out and you're having fun and there's a few scraps in practice and everybody's just keeping everybody accountable. And you just have that thing. You just get it when you're on one of those teams, right? And it just seemed you guys, especially in 07, had that team. I know Donald came the next year after, but it's always that way with good teams, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So, and that's like a big thing for me, to keep everybody accountable on the ice, but I want these guys to have fun inside the dressing room. So spend time together, have a laugh, chirp each other, but in a positive way. So this is what I'm trying to, go into the dressing room. If everybody has because we lost a game, and I said, listen, keep your chin up, smile. It's a game. It's supposed to be fun, yes, but just do your job. Everything will be fine, and just go back to the basics. And then, you're going to rip a couple jokes here and there, and then all you want is those guys to smile. They want to enjoy their time in the dressing room. This is what we did. Like, I don't know how many hours we spent in the dressing room. Like, nobody wanted to leave, and this is something special.
Schuby, I had to do a thing because I coached junior A for a while, a little different than pro. I know the guys are older. I actually had to do a team rule. Guys, you got to check your phones when you come in. You're putting your phones in this little pouch. Everybody had a little pouch. So when they came into the room, guys weren't on their phones, and we were talking and telling stories. Things have changed, haven't they, as far as the guys coming in and just being in the moment?
But we do the same thing here. Like,
really?
We told the guys, like, you have your changing room in the back. Leave your phone back there. Now you're here. Now it's work time. Like, your wife is okay. Your kid is okay. If something goes on, trust me, they will give us a call. We let you know. But right now it's your work. So go in here. You're supposed to have fun at your work. Keep your phone back there. You're not going to miss anything. Nothing. You will have enough time on Instagram afterwards or whatever it is. You're not going to miss anything. So we do this here. We do the same thing here with the pros.
Crazy, eh? It's crazy. Times have changed.
By the way, I meant to bring this up earlier. Have you tried, or has Chris Neil pranked you, or have you pranked Chris Neil?
I would never prank Chris Neil. No, I was too scared. No, but I don't know if he did something to me. Like, in the end, I think I got lucky. I think I got lucky on that one. He always left me out. So no, maybe he has something in his mind, but not that I remember. Thank God.
Okay, were you there were you there still when Chris Campoli was on the team? Yeah.
Yeah.
That he chased, they went after Campoli? Yeah.
But I don't know what really happened. I only heard it afterwards too. Like, that wasn't too funny for Chris. So
no,
he was scared. Like, he was literally scared Neeler was going to beat him up, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the story again, Wally? Like, what did Campoli do to him?
He put his clothes in the shower or cut his pants. I think he put his clothes in the shower. I can't remember which one it was. And he chased him down. I think he was like naked chasing him down the hallway. We're moving on before we get in trouble. We have pictures. We might just roll through these if something happens to jog your memory. Like I went through a bunch just to see things that were always interesting. Playing against Sidney Crosby in the playoffs. I'm wondering what that was like for you. I think that's his first playoff series, if I'm not mistaken. That's 07, 05.
06, right?
Maybe 06.
That's his first series when we beat Pittsburgh 4-0.
Yeah.
As much as I remember, this is something actually a really, really cool thing for me, because obviously I was playing forward and D, and Brian always put me out against him.
Really?
Yeah, especially on PK. So that was something I was really, really proud about, that they didn't really have anything. So that's actually really good, a cool story for myself, because I just remember, I think the year after, I think they rolled over us 4-0 in the playoffs. So that wasn't the best time, but no, I really enjoyed playing against him, especially. Listen, this is Sidney Crosby. He was an 18-year-old. He came fresh to the league, and I think he had 100 points that year or something like that. So everybody knew how good he would be, and obviously our goal was to shut him down, him and Evgeny Malkin and all these guys. So yeah, that's just a really, really cool thing for me, especially back then. That was a really fun time to play against these guys.
And this is what I love about this picture here with Schuby. Schuby always played the game from the tips. So never mind trying to go stick on puck here on one of the best players. Schuby's just going for the big hit right here. He's lining them right up. Okay? You're loading up, ready to just try and destroy Sid the Kid here.
Get him off the puck. Not with the stick on it like we have to do now, but I was ready. I was ready.
I think I know why, but I know why Brian put you out against, because you could always skate. Like I remember you could get up and down the ice pretty friggin' good, and the speed was one of the best parts of your game.
Man, like the other day, I don't know if we have time, but the other day one of my players came up to me and he's like, "Shub, I got a question for you." I was like, "Yeah, what's up?" I said, "What was with your breakaway against Philly in Ottawa?"
I was just going to ask you about this.
Did you really? I was like, "Listen, are you kidding me right now?" I was like, "Did you see the whole clip?" He's like, "Yeah, I was dying." I was like, "Yeah, thanks. What do you think how I felt on the ice when I got absolutely smoked by
Mike Richards?
Oh, man. I was so embarrassed that time. So embarrassed.
Really, eh?
Well, the thing is, I fly, like, honestly, from the D zone into the O zone, and then the last defenseman, he falls down, and I was happy to make that left turn somehow so I can get in front of the net, and out of nowhere, that puck just stopped. And I was like, I didn't even get a shot on that. I was like, this is embarrassing.
It's like it hit water.
Absolutely embarrassing.
Wally, where's the clip? We get Jake to get that up.
You sent it to. I watched it. I wasn't going to put it in the show because I didn't want to.
Oh, you got it?
You. Go ahead. It's okay.
No, somebody sent it to me, and now I don't have it available. But Mike Richards just fills you in where you did. Did you hit your head on the crossbar?
No, thank God. I got lucky on that part. But as soon as I was laying there after I got smoked, I was like, what the hell just happened here? Like, I just said, I'm going to be on the highlight reel for sure, for not even have a breakaway pretty much and have no shot on that and get absolutely smoked.
Still, though, I don't know if you guys have seen the one clip. You guys ever seen the clip of Dennis Weidman in the shootout?
Yeah.
When he goes in, not only doesn't he get a shot, he wipes out in the corner after. Like, so you're okay, Schuby. I think that one still takes the cake.
Yeah, but no, like you said there, for some reason, for my size, I was actually...
You could skate.
I could skate, yeah.
Oh, you were very good. Okay, as I'm trying to do two things at once here, I'll see if I don't know if Jake can get this in time, but we'll work on it. Is playing with Ray Emery.
Yeah.
Because I know you guys played a lot of hockey together. What it was like with him.
Same. Like, honestly, at the times we had him and Binghamton together, obviously we kind of got to know each other. For me, it was everything new. I just came fresh over from Germany. My English wasn't the best and everything. And obviously we have a guy like Razor. He was always there for me. And, you know, we had our battles too, because sometimes, you know, I took some slap shots at him and I hit him at the wrong spot in his glove. And he wasn't happy with me. And then I just remember one time we were in Syracuse. We always had the same routine, obviously in warm-up, right? So I take a half clapper from the blue line, always in his glove. But I hit him inside his glove again, where he always, I don't know, it just hurt him. And then next time I come around the ice and I look up, back in the day still, obviously Mr. Cool Guy, no bucket on in warm-up. I see this puck is right here. So he shot a puck at me in warm-up, and I just ducked, so he missed me because he got so mad at me. No. From that point on, I was okay, no slap shots anymore for Razor and warm-up.
Right in the pads, just less 2 feet off the ice. Right there you go, Razor.
Yeah, and it wasn't just a warm-up shot.
Imagine if that would have hit you.
It was just so warm.
Imagine if that would have got you in warm-up. Just get a couple of zippers, puck in the head of the warm-up. Oh,
I'd be dead. Seriously. Like,
hey,
it was right here, and I just whoa, and it just
how good was, because we did a little fun thing the other day. I don't know if you saw the show. We put together our 25th. It was the last 25 years, our Sens first line and second line teams, and I made a little bit of a case for Emery. I know he wasn't here as long as some guys, but that 2007 run, how good was he in the playoffs that year?
Oh, he was obviously unbelievable. Like, if you look at the record, like, if I get that straight, we had Pittsburgh 4-0. I think Jersey 4-1.
Everything was 4-1 the first 3 rounds.
Yeah.
No. So I think that says enough. So not only as a team, but obviously your goaltender has to be the best, right? And he did a hell of a job. And 4-1 each series. And if you think about the Buffalo at home, you're not supposed to lose. So then you had to go into Buffalo one more time. Like, stuff like that. Like, he was unbelievable. Maybe he wasn't, like, how would you say that, the most technique guy or whatever it is, you know, back and forth or sideways, but he stopped the freaking puck. So that was his job, and it doesn't matter how he did it. And obviously his presence when he was staying inside the net is like, wow, he made it tough for everyone. And even he was this, what was it, with Brian and with Ray, like, I think we played almost 6 years together, like from Binghamton up, or 7 with Ottawa. So obviously we actually went on a little vacation trip together, us 3, back in the day once. So yeah, we got along really well.
Where'd you guys go?
Wait a sec. Is this after the 07 Cup run, and was it on a private jet that Emery had booked and went to this, like, the Caribbean?
I wasn't there.
Okay, because that's an epic trip apparently.
I wasn't invited in that one.
Because I heard it was a good time. Anyway, sorry, go on. What was your trip?
Oh, it was All-Star break. We went to Vegas.
Oh boy.
Okay.
The room goes silent.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on.
Let's leave it like that.
Speaking of goaltenders, what do you remember about Dominic Hasek and not coming back to play?
Wow. What do you want me to say? Like, apparently he was hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I got. I didn't get any more information. So, but to play with him, like, he's still an absolute legend, obviously.
Absolutely.
I had the best time with him because the one story was I wasn't allowed to shoot as hard on Razor anymore. So I tried to do that on Dom, and he's like, Schuby, shoot. I was like, well, sorry, obviously you're Dom Hasek. He's like, yeah. That's my job. So it was always funny when we had those shooting drills on Razor. I kind of left off, and then on Dom, I had to, full tilt clapper at him. So he liked it.
Really?
And, oh yeah.
Interesting.
Like, shoot, if you don't shoot like that in the game, like how am I supposed to get better? I was like, okay. And I just remembered I took the first clap, I hit him right off the shoulder. I was like, Jesus. I thought he went down. He's like, what? The shot is too hard, so I don't need to go down anymore. I said, okay, here we go. But no, it was fun. I enjoyed my time with him.
We would watch, after he came back from the Olympics with the adductor injury, him in practice, and he looked fine. But after he was done, once he got really into it, he looked fine, and we're all like, well, how is he not playing? And then I know about the meeting with, I think it's Alfie Phillips and Reds, that in Buffalo, like they plead with him just to stand in the net to get the win, and he refused to go in.
See, this is something what went straight by me.
Wow,
I've never heard about that. I never heard about that. They had a meeting, anything.
They pleaded with him going into Game 5.
Okay,
you just stand there and we'll take care of it, and he still didn't want to play.
Okay,
so. Anyway, we'll move. One day I'll get the full story, but that's basically what the gist of it is. You scored on Dominic Hasek at the 2006 Olympics, I think it is.
In Italy.
If I have the picture correct. Jake will get it in a sec. But I do have the photo. You played twice in the Olympics, and then you played, I wrote it down somewhere, 6 World Championships.
Yes.
The international game was fun to play.
Yes.
For the most part, right? Like you enjoyed it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I had 6 World Championships and 2 Olympics and 1 World Cup.
Favorite
So
memory?
it was fun. Oh, yeah. Listen, if you're able to, if you have a chance to play a national team, it's always fun.
Yeah.
And every time we had a chance, or I had a chance to play the World Championships, I was always there. So it didn't matter for me. I was just happy to play hockey, and it didn't matter for me what time of the year it was. And obviously, if we didn't make the playoffs, or if we lost in the playoffs, and Team Germany still wanted me to help them out, I was gone right away, and obviously play for them. So no, I always enjoyed my time for the national teams.
I'll jump back to the NHL playoffs for you, because the 07 Cup run, you played all 20 games. What's your memory of that run?
Yeah, like I just said before, it was absolutely amazing. The team we had, the team chemistry we had, everybody knew what their job is. Everybody knew what the other guy was doing. It was just an absolutely amazing time. And if I remember correctly, I really think that the big break what we had after the Buffalo series, we had to wait until we knew who we were going to play. I think that just took the steam out of us, and because we were rolling. Like, let's be honest, we were absolutely rolling, and that's a nice picture right there. Yeah, that sums it up right there, eh?
For a small fee, I will send you the picture.
Okay, thank you, appreciate it. No, but I really think that kind of broke our neck right there.
Yeah, it was a 12
days. I think 12 with 13 days break.
From the 19th, you played the last game against Buffalo on the 19th, and then May 28th was game 1.
Yeah,
a long time. I have a picture from the playoffs. Once, I just want to ask about.
Sure.
I'm just curious your reaction to seeing this picture playing against Pittsburgh. Jake, I don't even have just a playoff picture of that one.
Is that Wally Vision using that? Is that you with the camera taking that picture, Wally?
I saw this. I love this picture. I think it's great playing in the igloo.
It is.
Looks like they're dancing.
Looks like I'm gonna fall right over. So I was like, oh, yeah. I guess I missed them.
Schuby, I wanted to ask you this. So
yeah,
you were part of that team. You went to the finals. They ended up in Atlanta. Like, you played one more year with the Sens. Why did you decide to go over? Because you were still fairly young to go over and play in Europe and stay in Europe. Like, what happened there?
Oh, I didn't want to leave. When I got waived, obviously that whole stuff, and same thing with, like, Brian always said, Schuby, I don't know why you're not playing here. You know, under me, you always be on the ice. So I think Corey Clouston was the coach. For some reason, apparently he didn't like me for some reason. So he's like, Schuby, I want you to play. So, and then he put me on this waiver list. And then I guess there were a couple other teams interested. So I ended up in Atlanta. And I got nothing bad to say about Atlanta. And I was playing and everything. But I tore my PCL just before the Olympics. And then I torn my hip muscle off the bone. And those two factors right there was apparently good enough for other teams not to give me a deal anymore. And that's why I had to make a call, because the only thing I got was PTOs. And I was like, okay, I play 5 years now. I think I proved that I can play. And now I only get like invitation for training camp. Then obviously I wasn't really happy about that. And that's why I went over to Sweden, because why Sweden? There's a lot of scouts, and I try to go back into, my playing style and get back into shape and stuff like that. But I guess it was mentally for me, I got screwed. So, and that just took it right from there. And then I knew I only signed a 3-month deal in Gothenburg, with my hope to come back around Christmas time in the NHL, and then it didn't happen. So that's why I went to Hamburg.
You went back and played in Germany, and you finished your career. Yeah, because you weren't that old yet, Schuby?
No, I was 30.
Wow,
29 or something like that.
Yeah, interesting though, because it's the Brian Murray was the guy. So listen, you need to play. So you had a great relationship with Brian, eh?
Yeah. I did.
So was it not a bonus, but was it considered a compliment to put you on waivers, if you will? I'm trying to find the right word, but were you okay to go on waivers?
Well, he came up, like, he brought me in his office. He's like, Schuby, like, I don't want you to sit here in the stands like this. You don't deserve that. So I want you to go out. I want you to play and show everyone what you are capable of doing. So what are my choices? Sit in the stands under Corey, or to go find another team that actually want me and give me a chance to prove myself that I can play in the NHL? So that wasn't really a choice, I would say. I didn't want to leave. Like, I've never asked for anything to get traded or whatsoever. Not once in my life.
No, Schuby, it was just sorry, Yorkie, but it's not very often you get told, where you hear someone going on waivers as a way to help someone's career. So I just thought that was a pretty good thing.
Well, obviously, Brian liked how Schuby played and liked this inside, and you got to play. And then for me, it's unfortunate. That ends a lot of guys' careers in NHL. Schuby, you get a couple injuries in a row, and all of a sudden the big white flag comes up. Oh, this guy's damaged goods, and then before you know it. But I wanted to ask you about Clouston, because he had a tough time in here in Ottawa. What was it that Clouston that just rubbed guys the wrong way?
He never talked to anyone.
Gotcha.
And I never had one meeting with him. Not once.
Really?
No, not once. Like, he had his opening meeting at beginning of the year. He went out to practice. Yeah, but a one-on-one, not once.
Yeah, so no communication with the guys.
No.
And again, I don't know if there was big talk with Alfie. I guess I would hope so, that he would at least talk to Alfie or Philly. But I can only talk about my situation. I didn't have one talk with him.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, it's too bad. You played for Dave Cameron as well, who now is going to coach the World Junior team once again here in Ottawa. Your thoughts playing for Dave in the A?
It was good. Because obviously him and John Paddock, they kind of did it together. And the idea what they had back in the day was kind of cool, because after every, let's say, loss we had, the other guy was the head coach the next game. So I think to get Dave into the rhythm, how it is being a head coach and stuff. So it was a really cool idea. And I got with Dave along really well. So I had no issues with him whatsoever. He's straight, he's tough on you, but he's fair. And this is stuff I like. So tell me if I mess up. Tell me if you want to tell me something good. But I had no issues with him.
Yeah. It's amazing when a coach is just, whether you agree with him or don't agree, if he's straight up with you and you just know, right? When you just put it out there, right?
Yeah. And you can still hate him to that point and say, listen, you're an idiot. You're absolutely wrong. But then you go home, you talk to or make your own thoughts about it. And okay, you might be right. So then you're like, then you can go up to him in a clean sheet and say, listen, Dave, I thought about it. You're right. So now I understand what you talked about.
Wally, who was the coach that had win in, you're in? Was that Paddock?
That's Paddock.
That was Paddock. Win in, you're in for the goalies, right? It got that bad.
Because that's Marty Gerber and Emery, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
Win in, you're in.
Nobody understood if Marty Gerber could stop the puck or not. Darth Gerber.
Darth Gerber.
His Gerber wasn't a bad goalie.
In Ottawa, he was not a great goalie, and you never had a guy step up to be the number one. So that's what Paddock. You just wanted somebody, please, just stop the puck. That's what it was. There was no faith in Ottawa for Martin Gerber.
He had my faith.
I always liked Darth Gerber.
Okay, we'll move on. I have one last picture I want to show to you because I can't for the life of me understand what is happening. I believe you played for one of the best nickname teams I can think of, the Crocodiles. This might be with the Freezers, though. What is in this photo that is taking place? Because I don't understand.
Wow, Wally, that happens when you ever come to Germany and watch a team winning. No, that's basically a rope. So the fans, obviously, you know how the fans in Europe are. They're really into it, and they want to celebrate.
Awesome.
So after a win, you guys the team comes back out on the ice, and then you have to do not always, but you have to do a rope kind of thing. So I start up, the whole team follows, and you kind of crawl around the ice a little bit, and everybody loves it. So that's where this picture comes from.
This is so good. I just try to picture like Nathan McKinnon or I don't know Connor McDavid doing this. I just think
I love how the mascot's in the line there too. He's third in line. He's right in there.
Sorry. One last pick. I went through it. So this is your very first headshot of pro hockey.
And
then there's the bucket off for warm up. What would you tell that guy in the middle now as he enters the National Hockey League?
Enjoy, buddy. Have fun. Don't think, just play.
More peroxide.
Schuby,
man, it looks good though. Don't tell me
you look like $1 million. Have you seen the movie Bull Durham, Schuby?
No, I didn't, but
you
can only imagine.
You gotta watch Bull Durham. The best line of the movie for the pitcher, it's like, don't think, meat. Don't think, just play. Don't think.
Yeah, see, here we go.
I love the hair, by the way.
Man, how old was it? I think I was 20 years old then, that picture.
I believe it's I think it's from 05, but it might be 02.
I think that must be 02.
After your draft.
Yeah.
Finally, do you have a big hit? Like, is there a favorite hit or moment for you in the National Hockey League?
Oh, well, now you got me off guard. No, not in a positive way, but in a negative way.
Oh,
there's one guy I couldn't get moving an inch. That was Chris Pronger. Man, in that finals, every time I had a chance, I will go in absolutely full speed. I didn't care about the puck. He didn't even flinch. That guy was a monster. Like, that was unbelievable. And that rattled me the whole playoffs. I was like, how are you not even moving? Like, this is unbelievable. So, but no, other than that, wow, that's tough. I love the fact that I think there was a Pittsburgh series when this Ryan Whitney and Sergei Goncha. I think that at some point Goncha stood up in the dressing room and said, "Can somebody stop this guy, like, please?" Because he wasn't too happy with me forechecking all the time. So I kind of got him off guard there. So I did my job.
That's funny. I love it. All right, Schuby, I appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
I will always talk to you in the chat, and I would love to have you back on because I have more questions and pictures to ask you about.
Oh my God! Can you stop those pictures? I'm old
They're
now.
great. They're great.
We'll have to get that video of the breakaway. I haven't seen that yet, so
it's a good one.
Post
it's
that
a good one.
Like you just got crushed. There was no thought of him playing the puck whatsoever.
No, hold on. Jake's got, we got the video, Schuby.
Oh,
no way.
Okay, here we go.
Look at it.
Here's Schubert. Schubert drives it in to the backhand. Cuts back. Schubert loses the puck. He's hammered into the net by Richards.
Just crushed.
Oh, he's down.
Christoph Schubert is going to hit the back of his head on the crossbar.
But you have to watch the replay.
Him
I
into
know
the
it
net
takes
as
a
he
second.
loses the puck at his feet. I believe it's the back of his head. He takes off here. And
Now
Emmerichs
watch
just
him make that
keep up
turn
the speed of
somehow.
Schubert. And when he goes to cut across, he loses it. And right there, Richards will drive his back of the head into the crossbar. Not on purpose. He's trying to get him out of the way of the net as he lost control of the puck. He looks down for it. Looks like maybe the back of his neck and shoulder pulled to his head.
Did Richards get a penalty on that?
Skating. Awesome tonight. We saw him on the last rush, and that one there, he just took it with authority.
Schuby, I don't think there's a penalty on that play, right?
Oh no, it was a clean hit.
But go back to the beginning of the clip. The speed off the beginning here. You take off like a rocket. Watch this. Gone.
Yeah. So now he falls down, and I was so happy to make this turn with about 8G in my body. I was like, oh, I gotta make this.
What are you thinking when you're lying down there?
What's that?
What are you thinking when you're lying on the ice after like that? Just head down.
I didn't get a shot on net. I was like, what the hell am I doing here? Like, this is embarrassing. Like, look at it. I was like, I don't want to go behind the net. And then this puck just stopped, just absolutely stopped on me. And I was like, no freaking way. Seriously. Like, this is.
Yeah, right there. It's almost like, you know, at the beginning of the period when you get the wet ice and sometimes the puck just stops.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Oh, man.
So because there was, it looked like a horrific ending, did your teammates ever make fun of you?
Oh, yeah. Especially one guy.
Who's that?
Oh, no, it's Neeler.
No, Heater.
Oh, well, do tell.
Yeah. He probably doesn't remember it, but trust me, he gave it to me hard, but it's okay.
A lot of times, did the coaches ever put that on the video for the next day of when you're going over the next pregame? Guys, I got a special clip to show everybody here. So
we got one highlight.
Oh boy, that was good.
I love it. Okay, Schuby, thank you. We'll chat.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Good luck this season. I hope you do manage to move up.
Thank you.
It'd be good. Appreciate it. Thanks, Schuby.
Appreciate it. All the best.
Thanks a lot.
See you, pal.
What a good sport. What a good sport.
Yeah.
Great guy.
Great guy. Have to send him a coming in hot hoodie.
Well, he's a fan of the show. Likes the show. He's a loyal listener.
I had no idea.
Yeah. You don't know what's. I might have saw somebody in that. Sometimes I'll go over the show and look back and see some names. I'm trying. It kind of rings a bell when we saw somebody named Schuby in there after the show. But
wait, you go back into the comments because I sometimes take shots at you and I don't think that you ever read the comments.
It just comes off. I don't. Just deflects off me. Come on, I got a thick skin. But what a great sport, and it's so fun to look back when you have somebody on there, and he was here when times are at their best, like that 07 team, and he played in, believe he played in every game in that playoff too, didn't he?
All 20 games. Yep.
Played in all 20 games, played forward, played defense, and you could see why a guy like Brian Murray loved a guy like that. he was a force at times, Wally. I don't know if you remember, but he laid some massive hits on the forecheck. He's a big guy. Like he hurt him.
Right.
Played at 230. 230.
I think he would be great. I think with his speed or his skating, he'd be great for today's game because he'd be feared.
He would
imagine
be
him
great.
On the forecheck.
Well, that's the thing. Like you have guys like that's what the league's all about now. Can you skate and can you get in on the forecheck and disrupt on, especially like a fourth line role? And hey, if you get injury, pop him back on D. That's why he was a very valuable piece for this team for those runs on those really good teams. But you could tell a great team guy, well liked, and I just started getting into the media business at the time too. I remember Schuby's the 07 thing. I was around here because I came home from Boston, and then 08 I started doing a little bit of radio, and he was just so much fun in the dressing room because he told you what he thought. He just told you exactly, and that's very, as people know, that's very rare in today's game.
Yep.
And back then, especially, Wally, because back then you just shut your mouth and took it, right?
Yes. And so if you didn't want to know, you didn't ask. And sometimes you just felt bad because you're like, well, I don't want to, almost to the point of needling him or just right. Because you can tell he wanted to play D. But he was just really good at playing forward. Anyway, I always enjoyed his time around. Very entertaining. And I didn't have any idea he remembered me. Like I didn't know he was in the chat. I didn't know he followed the show. Like, and I text people. I'm like, hey, it's Brent Wallace. I don't know if you remember me. He knows who I am.
Yeah. Schuby followed me on Twitter a long time ago, and I followed him back, and so we've chatted a little bit online here and there. But you can tell he loves the game. He's still involved coaching and having some fun.
He is. All right, we gotta let's get to last night's game, but we gotta take care of a couple of things. This show, proudly presented by our presenting sponsor, Bet365. Open an account today and bet on a huge range of markets. So whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. Bet365. Use code NATION. Must be 19 years of age or older. Please play responsibly. Luckily, we didn't ask for Charlie to pick a Charlie's choice for yesterday's game because I have a fear it might have been the wrong call. I would have taken the the Senators all day long in that game.
I had a bad feeling about Islanders are pesky. They've played the Senators. I'm not gonna say they played them well because they had no business winning that game last night.
But they've owned the Sens of late.
Goaltending,
Carolina. Okay, hang on. We're not done. Just keep going. You got some work to do.
Yeah. Thanks to BEI, our good friends there at Bonisher Excavating. Hit them up for some aggregate or topsoil needs, as well as equipment rentals, custom crushing and screening, and hot mix paving. So when you're planning your next project, please consider BEI for all your aggregate supply needs. You can get them at bonisherexcavating.com online or at 613-432-1120. BEI is helping to shape the Ottawa Valley.
And as we're going to get to it shortly, Hot for the Holidays is presented to you by Gabriel Pizza. By the way, yesterday was Donair Day. They have Donairs there. They actually make a maritime Donair. I had 2 of them on Saturday for my birthday, in fact. They also do breakfast. Gabriel Pizza has been killing it of late with their Sens Score 4. We could have used 4 last night. When the Sens Score 4, you save more with Gabriel Pizza perks. Download the Gabriel Pizza app and save 40% off any 9-inch pizza the day after the Sens Score 4. I will tell you, I have used it countless times. And so now, Yorkie, before the game, before we get to last night, let's bring a little happiness into the world as we do the Gabriel Pizza Hot for the Holidays Day 5 giveaway.
Ho, 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 ho.
So today, it's a $100 Cheshire Cat gift card, which Yorkie's probably salivating over. They have generously given it to us to give out. It is a hard gift card, so we'll have to figure out a way to pick it up with the Canada Post strike. So if you want to come to my house, if you come to pick it up, I will throw in coming in hot mug. Okay.
And they get to come in and have an eggnog with you too?
No. You're not coming in the house. No, that's not.
Come on.
We'll see.
Nice that we're doing this on Monday. It's actually trivia night tonight at the Cheshire Cat Monday night trivia night. Yeah, I gotta watch it. I think I'm drinking too much beer, Wally. I'm getting a little gout in my finger. It's
is that from beer?
I don't know. I don't know if anybody ever gets this, but my pinky is just killing me. I don't. Maybe I
All right.
caught it on something, but something's going
Okay,
on.
let me get through this and then we'll get to your pinky. I'm not sure. Basically, to enter the draw, you go on social media. You'll see a post for day 5. It'll say the Cheshire Cat. You just tag Gabriel Pizza, like and follow them, and use the hashtag Hot for the Holidays. You can do it on Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and what else did I miss? Instagram, Facebook, Blue Sky, and X.
X.
And then tomorrow we will tell you who the winner is. By the way, the Batherson jersey that has been donated by Fanatics and then been lettered, if you will, and named the Drake Batherson has been by our good friends at Barhaven Source for Sports. So Rob Richter are taking care of us as well. So lots of stuff going on. Finally, you know what, Jake? Let's just get right to it before we get to the game. If you still want to win tickets to go see Canada at the World Juniors, just donate to the food bank, any food bank of your choice, anywhere you want. Just send us the receipt. We'll enter you in. Every $5 donation is one entry. We will make the draw December 22nd at 6 p.m. So you have until then. We will give you the winner on the 23rd. Okay. As we try to give away everything we can here. And I got some gravy boats. We'll give those away too at some point.
Everything must go. It's a big Christmas sale.
It's just wild and crazy time. Okay, let's get to last night's game. The first question I have for you, Yorkie, before we get to any of the other stuff.
Okay.
Who would you have started in goal if you didn't have hindsight now?
I was fine with Forsberg starting that game. He's played pretty well this year. Back-to-back situations, especially with an afternoon game as well. And we don't know what's going on behind the scenes either, like how Allmark was feeling. They didn't lose that game because of goaltending. They lost the game because Sorokin stole it. And
well, then it was goaltending at one end. So
one goalie every once in a while. Once in a while, you're going to have a game like that where, like, they gave eight 5-on-5 shots. I think the team had Islanders had 2 in the third period. The problem was they had a couple breakdowns at key moments in the game, and specifically the penalty kill there at the end of the game. And listen, you're going to make mistakes. It's just unfortunate the mistakes were made in that game. Pretty tough to blame the goalie on any of those goals.
Okay, here's all right, but Yorkie, here's the issue. The New York Islanders are outside the playoffs looking in. Yep. They played the night before.
Yep.
They want to make the playoffs. They did the unthinkable with a Hall of Fame goaltender as their head coach and started their number one goalie, who some regard as one of the top 3 in the league.
Yeah.
And Ottawa couldn't do that with Linus Ullmark, who's been on a tear.
Yeah, no, I get it. And when's Ottawa's? I don't have the schedule in front of me. When is the next game for the Senators, Wally?
Anaheim on Wednesday.
What accent's that you're going with?
That was there? German. Yeah.
Because we just had Schuby on, so we're going to talk in German.
Christoph Schubert. Yeah.
Again, like hindsight's 2020, right? Who knows what happened if Allmark played. The end of the day, yes, they deserve to win. Yes, they had tons of shots. Like, come on, Pinto could have had 2 goals. Cousins could have had a goal. And it wasn't from a lack of doing anything wrong. It would just, I really think on that penalty kill, I would love to see Ottawa be more aggressive. Like, I just don't understand why you sit back and you let a team set up when you got a bobbling puck. And but that was, to me, just, I would have liked a different read on that winning goal. Like, when I look at that Islanders team, for example, Wally, and I made a little video about it last night, they don't have a ton of guys that you need to respect when they have the puck. For sure, in the NHL, everybody's skilled. Everybody can make plays, but you're not playing against, to me, elite playmakers that you got to respect, especially late in a period, like late in a game. And this is why I find in today's game, sometimes you got to just go off instinct. Late in a game, especially the third period, ice is bad. It's snowy. I just don't know why you want to let a team have time and space, especially when a guy falls down. And that's what happened on that play. Palmieri fell down, and they initially pressured him. Jensen went out to him, and then the puck goes down the boards, and you got Anders Lee on his back. And I just don't understand why the Sens aren't pressuring in that situation. I know the box got rotated and you had 2 forwards on the far side of the ice, but I'm just a big believer in you got to be aggressive on a penalty kill, especially against a power play that has really struggled all season. The Islanders are 13.8%. Like, they struggle on the power play. So when you have a struggling power play, don't give them time. Like, it just, I don't understand that. But hey, that's end of the day. They lost that game because they didn't get enough. Well, they didn't score enough, and they were snake bitten. They had chances.
So then maybe if you have Linus Ullmark in goal, then it's only 1 goal that's allowed.
Ullmark's not stopping that shot. That shot by Palmieri was labeled for the far right corner. That's beating most goalies in the NHL.
Okay, so we'll give that one to him. Then he could have stopped the other ones. Here's my point.
The one in the crease, same thing. It's you're kind of on the power play. You're kind of being passive again.
But but if you have a different player, the whole game is completely different. I just think that you want to give your team the best opportunity to win. And I've said this before, I'm not a big fan of you can't play back-to-back games.
Yeah,
clearly you can. And
I get it, but for me,
so here, by the way, Yorkie, here's the last 4 games for each goaltender in comparison. Linus Ullmark is 3-1. Anton Forsberg is 1-3.
Yeah,
I think with a .939 save percentage for Linus Ullmark and an .859 for Anton Forsberg over the last 5 games.
Yeah.
In fact, if you take out Anton Forsberg's 2 shutouts, he's 2-6, and the numbers just tell you that maybe they were right all along. Remember, I think we got sucked back in with Anton Forsberg with the 2 shutouts, and he's not the backup goaltender this team needs, is my concern.
I wouldn't say that. Again, they didn't lose this game because of goaltending. They lost the game because they couldn't score, and you get that many grade A opportunities. It's one of those games, and the penalty kill let them down in that game. Key moment of the game, penalty kill's got to be better. And as great as you played all game, you did so many good things. Jensen and Schubert have been really, really good this year. They've been the best pair on this team. Just a key read at a key time wasn't made, and it ended up in the back of your net. And sometimes I've played in games like that where, I'll give you an example. We play against Buffalo Sabres and you get 50 shots and you get 1 goal. It's just unfortunate the Senators are where they are right now. But I will say this. I listened to Thomas Chabot last night speak, and I do agree with him. I feel this team has taken a step in playing a better style of hockey. You can't argue with how they're playing right now. They're not 100%. Giving up. They're not giving up what they used to give up in the past. If you compare this team, I just think it's lazy for people to say this is the same thing as last year. No, it's not. Last year, this team was giving up all kinds of opportunities, and the neutral zone was a mess, and they were a mess defensively. I see a significant difference in how this team defends 5-on-5, because I'm not going to include the penalty kill, because I think the penalty kill needs to be better. You can't argue. It's I think it's 25th or 26th in the league that coming in the last night's game. And if you want to win and be a top team in this league, your penalty kill has to be better. So they got to figure that out. They got to figure that out. The 5-on-5 though, Wally, this team has improved greatly at defending.
They dominated that game. Then, in fact, they've dominated a few of the last ones, right? Yeah. Here's all I'm saying, Yorkies. I'm not blaming Anton Forsberg. Yeah. I'm just saying.
I know what you're saying, but it's easy to say that
they're
now.
facing Ilya Sorokin at the other end. You need everything you can in your power to make your team the best that you can ice that night. Gotcha, I just think Linus Ullmark is the guy, and I think maybe they can win 2-1. Like Drake Batherson, there were tons of opportunities.
He was so good.
So
he was so good last
night. In a single game, you go, okay, no big deal. We'll get it back next time. It's just one game. But unfortunately, there's probably 4 of those games this year, at least, that they should have won and haven't. And now they're a team that's 1 game below 500, and they're outside the playoffs by 3 points.
There's also some games. There's also some games earlier this year where they had no business winning and they won. Remember that.
But teams in the playoffs always have those games.
Yeah, it's just, like, listen, what more can you say? They should have won the game. I just think it's lazy to blame the goalie for this one. They lost because they should have had 4. They should have won that game 4-2. You look at Pinto off the post. Batherson made an just a crazy high skilled play with that toe drag empty net. I don't know how that didn't go in. So they were going to the net. They were shooting the puck. They were making plays. Like Tim Stützle was fantastic in that game. They did.
Oh my God. He's in a different level, I think.
Like, so to me, if they play that game and you don't see the effort, you don't see guys working, you don't see guys wanting it. Like you look at Pinto on the bench after missing those. You going to tell me this guy is not frustrated and is just trying like hell to try and it's in his head right now when you've had that many opportunities and you only got one goal. So not from a lack of effort. I
don't question any of that. All I'm saying is not on Anton Forsberg, just Ilya Sorokin's at the other end. You need to be able to combat that. And I think that you do that with Linus Ullmark. And maybe Linus Ullmark makes one particular stop or this team doesn't take that penalty. All that stuff. I just think you got out coached in that game.
I disagree. Like, you know how hard it is for goalies to play in those games too when you don't see any shots. Like, and then the one you do see is like from 10 feet out and nobody's touching you. And it's just I played in games like that. And that's not because of goaltending you lost that game. You should have scored 5 goals and you didn't, and your penalty kill wasn't good at the right time. That's why you lost.
And if we're all being on, like, it's okay to lose. You're not going to win every game. I don't want to see any more of these games. And there's been too many.
They gave 2 shots in the third period.
Yorkie, that game that's one game.
So
it's not.
Here's
so we
the thing.
keep going back. Like there's what the saying.
So do you think Ullmark stopping that shot that they gave up in the late in the game? Is he stopping that?
Maybe.
Palmieri walks inside the top of the circles, has all day to pick his spot. There's a little bit of traffic in front. He's puts it 2 feet off the ice inside the far post. Yeah, sure, he could have had it.
Yeah,
but that's a look you can't give late in a game. You just can't give that.
No, I understand. Like, I think it's Undersley, right? If he takes the puck down to the goal line, so Forsberg has to honor that and come down. So now he's way.
What happened was on that goal, you had a guy fall down on the point, which was Palmieri.
Right.
Jensen went out like he should have. He was on that side of the ice, and everybody on the ice knew the puck was coming down the boards. Maybe they were tired. To me, I'm just killing that penalty differently, and I'm forcing Anders Lee on his backhand, and I'm not backing off. There was some things like the alignment of their kill got changed because Greg and Giroux were over on the far side. So I do understand why Schubert backs up, but at the same time, I just like to kill penalties differently. When I've got guys that when you've got guys that are on the run, you don't let them off the hook. And I just found they let them off the hook there for a split second. And then there was a miscommunication in front of the net between Jensen and Schubert, and they collapsed and then bang shot in the net. It's unfortunate. And it's just, what more can you say? It's one of those games you should have won.
I think that, and Travis Green's right. Like, they played a hell of a hockey game. The saying is you can't win the Stanley Cup in November. You can
miss the playoffs by not winning games like that. So
that's all I'm saying is there's probably 4 of those games.
Was it 3 in a row they've won heading into this game?
2.
It was 2, right? Yeah. So you look at the schedule and you've got you've got the Ducks coming up, and then you've got some more home games before you head out on a very tough trip. But like I said, I like how this team's playing right now. I like how they're competing. I like how they're playing structurally. I like how they're limiting the other team to not a lot of good looks. So here's the schedule right now.
And it's going to get miserable because they're going on the road.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
So is it time?
No. Not
I think it's time.
Are you crazy?
It might be time.
Not on my watch.
Would you like a sample of what it's going to be like when you hit the panic button?
No.
Are you sure? Okay.
How many games they got before Christmas? Count the games here. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games before Christmas. So you win 5 out of 7, and I think things start looking a little bit better.
They go to Calgary, Vancouver, and Edmonton. And Carolina, which is Death Valley for this group.
Yeah. Then if you go and you lose 5 out of 7, then we'll talk about getting that little button.
Then there'll be no Christmas. We're shutting Christmas down.
Oh man. Oh.
Thanks again to Christoph. Oh, by the way, we are winner for day number 4. Our winner for 2 tickets to, I believe, the Stars, if I'm not mistaken, Jake. Is Gary Laverdur? I don't know. He gets a coming in hot hoodie and a $50 gift card from Gabriel. So I apologize. That is day number 4. So we are back tomorrow to give away more stuff. We're back at 3, if I'm not mistaken, Yorkie, and we'll do it all over again. I do want to bring up Shane Pinto. I want to have a chat about him if we can. So working on
how good
as well.
How good was Schuby today? What a great chat we had with him today.
With Pissed Off Schubert? Yeah. I can say that now because he's not listening, hopefully.
That video of the breakaway, good work by producer Jake pulling that out late in the show. That's a must watch for everybody. Schuby's breakaway miss.
No, I don't think he wants anybody else to see it.
He's a great sport. He doesn't care anymore. He knows it's great content.
He might have to have a recurring role.
Yeah, we'll bring him back. He was great.
We're gonna put him in like lederhosen or whatever it is that the Germans wear for what are they like for Oktoberfest? I don't know what that's anyway.
Wear those green overalls. They got the hat on. They sit at the tables with the big mug, kind of like in European Vacation with Chevy Chase.
Yeah, that'd be great. Oh yeah, because I was talking about Christmas markets. So Lisa likes Christmas markets, but there's not a lot of great ones around the city of actually like I don't need any more soap. Or I'm not like, or jewelry at a Christmas market. I want she wants Christmas decorations. So there's one at the EY Center. And so I took Lisa on Sunday morning. And I remember reading, I thought it was open at 9 and it was going to cost you $10. So we paid $10 to get into the EY Center for parking. I'm like, anyway. So I thought that was our ticket, if you will. So we just walk in and then within like 5 minutes, some guy's all over me. Like, what are you doing in here? Are you a vendor? I'm like, no, we just walked in. Oh, you must have snuck past security. And I'm like, dude, we just walked through the doors. And he's like, well, you need to leave right now. And it was like 9:48 or something. And so I got escorted out of a Christmas market. Yeah.
Why?
Well, because I had to go pay $10 each for a ticket to go into the market.
Was it worth it?
So I'm at $30 and I haven't bought anything yet. No, it wasn't worth it. No.
Oh boy. All right. So, yeah. Let's get out of here. Out of here.
See you tomorrow, everybody. Thanks.
Take care.
Thanks for tuning in to Coming In Hot. If you enjoyed the show, hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to never miss an episode.